Hello and welcome to Microsoft Hates Greg. My name is Greg Deckler, and today we're going to be talking about this deprecation of Power BI integration within SharePoint lists and libraries, which popped up in my LinkedIn feed thanks to Robert Rabarik. So appreciate that, Robert. Um, but before we get to that, I do want to show this off. That this is my new favorite T-shirt. Right there, it is from meme to T-shirt in like 5 days. So pretty fun. Technology is a wonderful thing. So let me share this back out now. And if you want this t-shirt, the t-shirt I have on, I actually have it for sale on Etsy, so you can get your own. All right, so let's see here. Deprecation of Power BI integration with SharePoint lists and libraries. I don't know why Microsoft's doing this. There's no problem with them doing this. But sometimes just the way they do it. So they tell you basically like, oh, if you use the visualize and library feature, and if you're not familiar with that, it's in SharePoint. You kind of there's like an integration, and you go to Power BI, and then you can do visualize this list or whatever, or visualize this library, and then it creates a Power BI report for you. Um, but it's like, okay, that's great, but where does it store those things? Well, they don't tell you that here at all. They're basically just like, hey, as of December 11th, it's not going to work. And even reports that you created with this are no longer going to work. And they give you some like, here's how you can do export to Power BI. Here's a couple alternatives, right? But they don't tell you like, even though if like all reports previously created, right, are going to become permanently unavailable, to avoid data loss, we strongly recommend that users recreate any critical reports using the alternative methods outlined above. But so the question becomes though is like, how do you know? Like, who's keeping track of these things and how do you figure that out? Well, luckily, I was able to find this blog article by Christine Payton just recently, actually, about 6 months ago or so. Um, Came out with this, and you can read the article. I'll link this in the description for this video. But in essence, I'll just show you real quickly how you can do this, how you can find them. You can go into, so if you're in Power BI, you want to be a Fabric admin. So you go here, go to your admin portal, go to workspaces, and then you can just basically drop this down, text filter contains, and then do SharePoint. And then hit OK, and it'll find your SharePoint. Anything that's been created via SharePoint will show up in this for the description. It's like SharePoint folder or something like that. And actually it's a personal group. So it's like a personal workspace is what it ends up being. So then you can add yourself to that workspace. The details, if you go and click on the ellipses, the vertical ellipses and do details, it'll tell you some about it. It's a little difficult to track it back to the actual list or SharePoint list and that sort of thing. But it is doable if with enough work and that sort of thing. So there you have it. That's how you can find out if you have anything in your Power BI tenant that somebody created that using that SharePoint integration. And you better get them all cleaned up and by, I guess, a few months from now, December 11th. So there you have it. That's all I had for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.